Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we dive into the fascinating lives of entertainment's most iconic figures. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're going to explore the extraordinary life of Jerry Garcia, the legendary musician, artist, and cultural touchstone. With his distinctive voice, genre-bending guitar playing, and irrepressible spirit, Jerry Garcia left an indelible mark on American music and counterculture. From his humble beginnings in San Francisco's vibrant Mission District to the global phenomenon that was the Grateful Dead, Garcia's journey is a testament to the power of creativity, community, and nonconformity. Born on August 1, 1942, Jerome John Garcia entered the world in the midst of World War II, an era of great upheaval and social change. The air was thick with tension as the sounds of war drums and propaganda filled the airwaves. Yet, in the midst of this turmoil, Jerry's birth brought a sense of hope and joy to his family. His father, José Ramón Garcia, was a Spanish immigrant and a musician himself, who had played clarinet and saxophone in various orchestras before settling into a more stable life as a janitor. José's love for music was evident in the way he'd often play traditional Spanish folk songs on his guitar, filling their small apartment with the warm, soulful sounds of flamenco. Jerry's mother, Ruth Marie Clifford, was of Irish and Swedish descent, and her family had a strong tradition of music and art. Her father, a skilled accordion player, would often regale the family with tales of traditional Celtic music and dance. Growing up in a small apartment above a pawn shop on Hancock Street, young Jerry was surrounded by the vibrant sounds and colors of the Mission District. He spent hours listening to his father's old 78 records, absorbing the rhythms and melodies of traditional Spanish music, jazz, and blues. The likes of Andreas Segovia, Charlie Christian, and Robert Johnson became his early heroes, as he'd sit for hours, mesmerized by their mastery of the guitar. These early influences would later shape his unique guitar style, which blended elements of rock, folk, country, and psychedelia. As a child, Jerry was a curious and adventurous soul, often exploring the city's streets and alleyways with his older brother, Clifford. The brothers would spend hours browsing through thrift stores, searching for unusual trinkets and treasures that sparked their imagination. They'd scour the shelves of secondhand shops, uncovering hidden gems like vintage postcards, antique clocks, and dusty old records. This early love of exploration and experimentation would become a hallmark of Garcia's artistic approach, as he continually sought out new sounds, styles, and collaborations throughout his career. Tragedy struck when Jerry was just 5 years old, as his father drowned in a fishing accident on the Trinity River. The loss was devastating, and the young boy struggled to come to terms with the absence of his beloved father. He remembered the way José would spin tales of adventure and bravery, the way he'd make him feel like a hero. His mother, Ruth, worked tirelessly to support the family, but the emotional void left by José's passing would linger for years to come. Jerry's brother, Clifford, became a source of comfort and strength as the two boys navigated the complexities of grief and growing up. In the aftermath of his father's death, Jerry found solace in music and art, teaching himself to play the piano and later the guitar. He'd spend hours practicing, his fingers moving deftly over the frets as he coaxed out the sounds that echoed in his mind. He attended Monroe Elementary School, where he met his lifelong friend and future Grateful Dead bandmate Phil Lesh. The two boys bonded over their shared love of science fiction, fantasy, and music, often spending hours discussing the latest comic books, radio shows, and films. They'd spend recess playing make-believe games, imagining themselves as space explorers or medieval knights, their creativity and imagination running wild. As Jerry entered his teenage years, he became increasingly fascinated with rock and roll, folk, and blues music. He spent hours listening to artists like Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, and B.B. King, marveling at their energy, creativity, and showmanship. These early heroes would later inspire Garcia's own stage presence, as he developed a unique ability to connect with audiences through his music, wit, and infectious enthusiasm. He'd watch in awe as the likes of Bill Haley and his Comets performed on television, their lively performances sparking a sense of excitement and rebellion within him. The 1950s were a transformative time for Jerry, marked by significant events that shaped his character and future path. He attended Balboa High School, where he met other like-minded musicians and artists who shared his passion for nonconformity and creative expression. It was during this period that Garcia began to develop his skills as a guitarist, experimenting with different styles and techniques that would eventually become the hallmark of his distinctive sound. He'd spend hours jamming with friends, exploring the possibilities of improvisation, and pushing the boundaries of what was possible on the guitar. As he navigated the complexities of adolescence, Jerry found himself drawn to the Beat Generation, a movement that celebrated creativity, nonconformity, and free expression. The likes of Allen Ginsberg, Jack Kerouac, and William S. Burroughs became his literary heroes, their writings speaking to him on a deep level. He'd attend poetry readings and coffee shop gatherings, where he'd meet other young artists and musicians who shared his passion for experimentation and innovation. The folk music scene was exploding, with the likes of Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, and Peter, Paul, and Mary dominating the airwaves. Garcia, along with his friends and fellow musicians, would soon find themselves at the forefront of a new movement, one that would blend folk, rock, and psychedelia to create something entirely new and revolutionary. The seeds of the Grateful Dead were being sown, and Jerry's journey as a musician, artist, and cultural icon was just beginning. As the 1960s unfolded like a vibrant tapestry, Jerry Garcia's musical journey became increasingly intertwined with the emerging counterculture movement, a phenomenon that would forever alter the landscape of American music and society. In 1964, he co-founded the Warlocks, a band that would eventually evolve into the iconic Grateful Dead alongside Bob Weir, Ron Pigpen, McKernan, Phil Lesh, and Bill Kreutzmann. The group's early sound was rooted in folk rock, but they soon began to experiment with psychedelic sounds, improvisation, and extended jam sessions, which would become a hallmark of their live performances. The Warlocks' transformation into the Grateful Dead was not just a change in name. It marked a significant shift in their musical direction and philosophical approach. This evolution was catalyzed by the band's participation in the first acid test, held on November 27, 1965, at Ken Kesey's ranch in La Honda, California. These events, which featured live music, experimental films, and liberal amounts of LSD, became a hub for the burgeoning counterculture movement, attracting free thinkers, artists, and musicians from across the country. The acid tests cemented the Grateful Dead's reputation as one of the leading musical acts of the counterculture, and their performances at these events helped to define the band's unique sound and style. As the Grateful Dead's popularity grew, so did their creative output. In 1967, they released their debut album, The Grateful Dead, which featured a mix of folk rock, blues, and country influences. The album was a testament to the band's eclectic tastes and their ability to blend different musical styles into a unique sound. However, it was their live performances that truly showcased the band's chemistry and Garcia's mastery of improvisation. His ability to connect with audiences through music became a hallmark of the Grateful Dead's live shows, which often featured extended jam sessions and improvisational explorations. Garcia's collaborations with other musicians also flourished during this period. In 1969, he began working with mandolinist David Grisman, with whom he would go on to form the bluegrass band Old and In the Way. This project allowed Garcia to explore his love of traditional American music and experiment with new sounds and techniques. The band's music was a testament to Garcia's versatility as a musician and his ability to adapt to different musical styles. Their performances were often characterized by a sense of spontaneity and joy, reflecting the camaraderie and creative chemistry between Garcia and Grisman. The Grateful Dead's most iconic album, American Beauty, was released in 1970 and featured some of Garcia's most beloved compositions, including Friend of the Devil and Truckin'. The album's warm, introspective sound reflected the band's growing maturity and Garcia's increasing confidence as a songwriter. The songs on American Beauty were often autobiographical, drawing on Garcia's experiences and observations of the world around him. The album's themes of love, freedom, and social commentary resonated with listeners and helped to establish the Grateful Dead as one of the most influential and beloved bands of their generation. As the Grateful Dead continued to tour and release new music, Garcia also began to explore other creative outlets. In 1972, he formed the Jerry Garcia Band, which allowed him to perform with a variety of musicians and experiment with different styles and genres. This project resulted in several albums, including Garcia and Compliments, which featured a mix of rock, jazz, and R&B influences. The Jerry Garcia Band's music was often more experimental and improvisational than the Grateful Dead's, reflecting Garcia's desire to push the boundaries of his creativity and explore new musical territories. Throughout the 1970s, Garcia's reputation as a master musician and improviser continued to grow. He became known for his distinctive guitar-playing style, which blended elements of rock, blues, and country music with a unique sense of phrasing and melody. His ability to connect with audiences through music was unmatched, and his live performances remained some of the most sought-after experiences in rock music. Garcia's approach to music was rooted in a deep sense of curiosity and experimentation, and he was constantly seeking new ways to express himself and push the boundaries of his creativity. As Garcia once said, "The music is the medicine, and it's what heals us." This philosophy guided his approach to music and performance, and it continues to inspire fans and musicians alike to this day. The Grateful Dead's legacy as one of the most influential and beloved bands in rock history is a testament to Garcia's innovative spirit, creative genius, and enduring passion for music. Their music has become an integral part of American cultural heritage, reflecting the values of freedom, creativity, and community that defined the counterculture movement of the 1960s. The Grateful Dead's impact on the music world was not limited to their own performances and recordings. They helped to create a sense of community among musicians and fans, fostering a spirit of collaboration and experimentation that continues to inspire new generations of artists. Garcia's own legacy extends far beyond his work with the Grateful Dead, influencing countless musicians and bands across a wide range of genres. His music remains a powerful force for healing and transformation, offering a testament to the enduring power of art to touch our lives and change the world around us. As the 1980s progressed, Jerry Garcia's life became a rich tapestry of creative triumphs and personal struggles, woven from the threads of his unwavering passion for music, art, and self-expression. Despite his ongoing battle with diabetes and addiction, he continued to tour and record with the Grateful Dead, producing some of their most iconic live performances that would be etched in the memories of fans forever. The band's improvisational style, which Garcia had always championed, reached new heights during this period, as they explored uncharted territories of sound and pushed the boundaries of what was possible in a live setting. In 1987, the Grateful Dead released In the Dark, an album that featured the hit single Touch of Grey and brought them a new wave of mainstream success. The song's catchy melody and introspective lyrics, penned by Garcia, resonated with a wider audience, introducing the band to a new generation of fans who were eager to experience their unique blend of rock, folk, and psychedelia. As the band's popularity soared, they found themselves playing to larger crowds and performing at iconic venues like Madison Square Garden and the Los Angeles Forum. During this period, Garcia also pursued various side projects, including collaborations with other musicians and visual artists. His love of art and design led him to create intricate drawings and paintings, which were later exhibited in galleries and published in books. This creative outlet allowed him to express himself in new ways, exploring the intersection of music and visual art, and tapping into the deep wellspring of inspiration that had always driven him as an artist. Garcia's artwork, characterized by its vibrant colors and surreal landscapes, offered a glimpse into his inner world, revealing a complex and multifaceted personality that was both deeply introspective and wildly imaginative. One notable example of Garcia's artistic collaborations was his work with the renowned visual artist, Stanley Mouse. Together, they created a series of posters and prints that showcased Garcia's unique aesthetic and Mouse's mastery of psychedelic design. These artworks not only reflected Garcia's love of art, but also demonstrated his willingness to experiment and push boundaries, even in the face of commercial success. In the 1990s, Garcia's health began to decline more significantly as the cumulative effects of his diabetes and years of touring took their toll on his body. Despite his physical struggles, he remained committed to his craft, continuing to tour and record with the Grateful Dead, even as his energy levels waned and his performances became increasingly unpredictable. In 1995, the band played their final show at Soldier Field in Chicago, just a month before Garcia's untimely death on August 9, 1995, at the age of 53. The news of his passing sent shockwaves through the music world, as fans and fellow musicians alike mourned the loss of a true original, a master musician who had left an indelible mark on the world of rock music. As the news of Garcia's death spread, tributes poured in from all corners of the globe, with fans sharing stories of how his music had touched their lives and inspired them to pursue their own creative passions. The Grateful Dead's music, once a staple of the counterculture movement, had transcended its roots, speaking to people from all walks of life who were drawn to its timeless themes of love, freedom, and social commentary. Garcia's legacy extended far beyond his work with the Grateful Dead, influencing countless musicians across genres, from genres to indie rockers, who sought to capture the essence of his improvisational spirit and creative fearlessness. Today, Jerry Garcia is remembered as a visionary artist, a true innovator who embodied the spirit of creativity and experimentation that defined the 1960s counterculture. His music continues to inspire new generations of fans who find solace in the timeless themes of love, freedom, and social commentary that permeate his songs. As he once said, "What a long, strange trip it's been," reflecting on the winding path that had taken him from humble beginnings as a young musician in San Francisco to international stardom as the leader of the Grateful Dead. Garcia's impact on popular culture is still felt, with his image and music appearing in films, TV shows, and commercials. His iconic guitar-playing style has been emulated by countless musicians, while his philosophical approach to life and art continues to inspire fans around the world. The Grateful Dead's music has become a staple of American cultural heritage, with songs like "Truckin'" and "Uncle John's Band" becoming anthems for a generation of music lovers who value creativity, community, and self-expression. His legacy serves as a testament to the power of music to bring people together, to transcend borders and boundaries, and to create a sense of community that transcends time and space. In the end, Garcia's story is one of triumph and tragedy, of creativity and perseverance, and of the enduring power of music to touch our hearts and minds. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.